Hi, my name is Brett Linkletter, CEO and founder of Misfit Media, the best damn restaurant marketing agency on the planet. Here at Misfit, we help restaurant owners grow and scale their business through strategic online marketing practices. Right now, you're listening to our podcast, Restaurant Misfits, where we'll discuss all things related to restaurant marketing, management, and everything else in between growing a restaurant business. This podcast is also brought to you in collaboration with Total Food Service. For over 30 years, Total Food Service has provided the restaurant and food service industry with exclusive interviews to the latest news on products, trends, associations, and events. You can sign up for a free monthly subscription by visiting totalfood.com today. And from all the misfits over here, we hope you enjoy the show. Cheers. Okay, so today I'm speaking with a dude named Jordan Andino, who's arguably one of the coolest guys around in the food space right now. He's a celebrity chef, TV personality, and restaurateur, and is incredibly passionate about everything he does. Jordan was born in Toronto, Canada, and began his journey into the culinary world at just the age of 9 years old, where he first began training under his dad. Jordan and his family then moved to Manhattan Beach, California, where he really honed in on his culinary skills. Today, Jordan lives in New York, running his restaurant called Flip Siggy, while also appearing on numerous TV shows on the Food Network and the Cooking Channel. His love of life and unrelenting positivity are surefire reasons why he has had such success and has seen so much growth during this wild year. And so, let's dive right in. Jordan, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. We're so glad to have you on the show. So you are a celebrity chef. You're a restaurateur. You've been on multiple TV shows. You're just an all-around cool guy. How's everything been for you during this quarantine, during this insane, crazy year we're all dealing with?
I'll be honest, man. Aside from the mass death and destruction and civil rights unrest, this has been a great year for me. The restaurant's been good. My personal career has been great. I had health in the family is good. So it's been a lot of up and downs, but honestly, this time of year has proven that if you adapt to new changes and if you're quick to the market, then you can find some success. So.
That's awesome to hear, man. That's so awesome to hear because I hear what you're saying, right? Everyone's talking about all the bad things happening, all the negative news. But in times like this, there are opportunities, even when they're hard to find, of course, right? But talk to us a little bit about your restaurant, Flip Siggy, because obviously you guys are in New York. Obviously, New York has been arguably hit the hardest if we're looking at the U.S., right? And I mean, for us in general, as an agency, we've heard every kind of story you can imagine. So how are things for you guys in general at Flip Siggy? How have you guys adjusted during this time?
So fortunately for Flip Siggy, I have two partners there that care about it as much, even if I would argue more than I do, even though it's my face, my name, and my brand there. They're trustworthy, awesome people that hustle hard. And have shown true grit in the adaptation, but I would definitely say that they've spearheaded it because, they're the ones that are keeping up with the government regulations, with the SLA, with the Department of Health, with the city government, with Cuomo, and with there's so many regulations and agencies that you have to satisfy. And we've just been able to kind of adapt every single day to whatever new obstacle or change and regulation that comes. Because of that, we haven't closed. We've seen success when most restaurants are closing. So success is definitely in that term a different type of word because success to me means great profit, busy restaurant, accolades, blah, blah, blah. But I would think success in pandemic is not closing. We've seen success. We've experienced a lot of ups and downs, but in the end, we've made it out because we've adapted through staying on top of and changing literally hour by hour. So it's if a new regulation says in the beginning in March, no touch handoffs for to-go food, we had that set up then 12 hours later. So it's
wow.
being able to adapt has been our lifeline. to our success.
How are sales? Are they down? Are they up? Are they kind of the same? Has it been flat?
Well, year over year they're down, but they're enough to sustain us, and they're enough to keep us going. And I'll say, what definitely helped was what we did. We created this group called Feed Our Warriors, and that helped feed all the frontline healthcare workers during the height of the pandemic here in New York City. And by doing that, so we took $0 for ourselves. All we did was we paid for food, we paid for the delivery of said food, like as in the physical cars, and then the cooks and or front of house staff that would help assemble it and whatever. So that's where all the money went to. But what you don't realize is that, by doing that, you actually operate your restaurant, although at a loss. The restaurant's still churning, even though we're not making much money, right? But because of that, we were able to sustain. Once people started going out, we're able to continue operating because it's already operating, right? Closing a restaurant is a lot more expensive and different than operating constantly at a restaurant at a much slower pace.
Got it.
So because of that, we've.
Well, that's amazing, man. No, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's crazy because for us, I'd say at the beginning of the pandemic, we had about 180 restaurant concepts under our belt. And I would say about 25% of them, basically the day the pandemic hit, canceled their credit cards, haven't heard back from them since, unfortunately. It's really sad.
That's nice.
Another 25% said, hey, we got to cancel or go on pause later. And the remaining 50% said, you know what, let's just go for it. Come on, like, fuck this, let's go, right? Yeah. So we did it, right? And for us, we've, again, seen every kind of story you can imagine, but I completely agree with you. It's a lot more expensive to shut down the restaurant and try to open back up again. Not just that, but, I know obviously in the restaurant space, sometimes, find the right kind of staff, I mean, God, letting your whole staff go and then having to reboot things up. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. Talk to us about like delivery though. Is delivery obviously shot through the roof for you guys during this time?
Well, so here's the thing, right? With a fast casual concept like Flip Siggy, it's, we were 50% dine in, grab and go versus 50% take out delivery. So on it, like, and with the percentages that the delivery platforms take, you literally don't, you make sense on like I would say like maybe like 7 to 12 cents on the dollar for every delivery thing. Like actually less, probably like 4 to 7 cents.
Oh God.
So you're not making much, right? But it's a marketing thing. Like once again, it keeps the restaurant going. It gives us the ability to just keep the wheels slowly churning forward.
So you look at these third-party apps as like a kind of a marketing play versus actually a profit driving activity.
You make zero money profit as a business owner off of these delivery things. Thanks, guys.
Isn't that just crazy?
You really don't make in my menu, it is, you should see our garbages. There isn't anything. There's no food waste. I literally have no food waste at my restaurant. The most food waste are the casings of sausages. That like I can't find a way to consume like the casings of the sausage meat. That otherwise we don't have waste. And so I have a very low food cost. I think it's like 17%.
Wow.
Like my food cost is, but because of
That's impressive.
New York, because of random fees, because of delivery, you still don't make money. And like, I'll tell you right now, it's frustrating as fuck. But at the same time, like I said, it's a marketing tool. It keeps it going. And then that's accented by large scale deliveries as well as grab and go, and then with a random diet.
So you are seeing the benefit on the kind of the back end, it sounds like, essentially. So it's frustrating there, but you're seeing some other benefits. Okay.
Correct. Like directly correlated to profit, none. But there is a benefit to having these apps and beyond.
God, it's just crazy how this has happened. Because I mean, for a lot of our clients, right, too, is they never even did take out delivery. I mean, think about the fine dining restaurants, right?
That's crazy.
It's wild. And you guys have a pretty extensive menu. And I saw you guys do tacos, burritos, burgers, and bowls. All of which that we've seen, personally, to see some pretty in high demand food items, by the way. So that's good for you guys. Yeah. Pretty sweet menu.
It travels well. It travels well, reheats well, holds well, tastes delicious, hot or cold, room temperature. So that was by design, but that wasn't by design in case there was a pandemic. So it was a great
100%. So got a little lucky there.
Yeah.
What about the liquor delivery? Are you guys, I saw you're doing Casamigos margaritas to go.
Um,
Still all of those?
we have Casamigos burrito. Yeah, we have a bunch of different stuff to go. And like, I mean, here's the thing: like when the SLA goes, you're allowed to just sell drinks to go. We're like rock and roll. Like so, we're doing it. Then you have to add a small little food thing. Then you have to sit down and order it. There's all these stipulations, but
Got it.
Definitely the drink sales helped kind of boost our revenue a lot because we never had that kind of drink movement in our gross sales because typically, like, fortunately, and I guess it in a good way speaks to me as a chef, but people only came to my restaurant for food. Cool.
That's amazing.
Great,
yeah.
Thank you. As a business owner, I would love for you to drink. And so
yes.
People kind of did, and we're slowly getting to that. But this allowed us to really kind of, up and exponentially grow that part of our sales.
Totally. Because I will tell you, here in California, I mean, I've seen all over the places, people are getting margaritas to go all over the place and celebrating about it, right? This is fantastic. We can get margaritas to go. It's funny, actually, my first job ever, which I wouldn't even consider a really job, I was hired and fired in 3 months, was at Casamigos Tequila. My only job I've ever had in my whole life outside my agency was Casamigos Tequila. I was head of social media. They hired me and fired me within 3 months. So I was the worst employee of all time. Nonetheless, love the brand. Absolutely respect it more than anything. And I mean, that was years ago. But
that's big to say because, like, if someone hired me and fired me in 3 months, I wouldn't trash them. But if you were to tell me to talk about them and give me the platform, I'd be like, well, screw them for firing me. Like, it's their, look what they did.
No, I was a mess of an employee. I respect the decision. What about, I saw you do tequila shots to go. I've actually never even seen a restaurant do that. How are those selling, or how do you even do that?
Like, we try and do anything and everything that allows us to make a dollar that rides the fine lines of the regulations that are given to us. So in terms of that, like, we do, but it's not that big of sales because people want the drink. They want the experience of the drink. They want it to last. Right. Yep. So those aren't as popular. Jello shots, we kind of push. Yeah. And so, I like to have fun at the restaurant. So I try to emulate that with the design of both a cocktail and food menu.
I can see that, man. And I saw in your store also, you guys have some pretty cool merchandise. I mean, dude, really cool stuff. I mean, I actually, my last podcast we had with a company called Choco, and the individual I spoke with, she mentioned that restaurants need to embrace their brand more. They need to connect more with their customers outside of just their food. Sure, food and service is number one, but how else can we better connect with our fans? And I saw your guys' store. I mean, you obviously have some pretty sweet style, and it sounds like you're bringing that to your restaurant, and you're trying to bring it to your customer base. Talk to us about that. Have you seen sales go up from merchandise sales, and how's that been for you guys?
Merchandise sales, I would say only within the past year have we really concentrated on pushing it. We've seen minor growth. I'm not saying that it's, it's the reason why we're making a lot of money, but what we do realize as a business standpoint, we need, or restaurants are a 360-degree business, right? Just because you sell food and service and an experience, that doesn't mean you can't capitalize on it in other ways, right? So we hopped on a social media wagon. Like, literally, when we opened, that is literally the year when Instagram influencers blew up for food. Like, I know some of the people that have currently like 500 to 1 million followers on Instagram. When we opened, they came to the restaurant, they literally had like 6,000, 9,000 followers. Wow. So it's like, so we adapted in that regard, and you see it. It's a natural growth. You're like, okay, we can do food, we can do service, we can have the chef face, and we're on social media. What's next? And I think it's just in smart business acumen to create a merch of any sort. It doesn't have to be clothing. It can be cups. It can be to go. You see it happen, but I just think it takes someone thinking out of the hospitality box to understand that you can. Once you build a brand with strong staying power like Flip Siggy, then you can capitalize and capitalize it monetarily in many different ways.
Yeah, and it's free marketing, right? Get someone wearing your shirt walking around town, right? Of course.
It's great. And people love it. But also, like, it also helps that I designed the menu to be risque, to be a little bit provocative, and at times borderline offensive. And people like that. So it's like, I literally have a dish that's called F-U-C me. It's literally called the fuck me, and you can't order it unless you say, can I have a fuck me? And so
I love that.
plan.u.c.me on the head.
Oh God, that's hilarious. I saw you have a Plan B burrito too.
Well, no, so it's the Plan B dash Rito.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
There's that. There's nice buns. There's poke me. Like there's a bunch of like ways that I want to make this.
I love that, man. You know, and not a lot of restaurants are doing that. And I think that's cool. We were working, and you're Canadian, by the way, too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw you. So you're born in Canada and then moved to LA. Now you're in New York. So you've been all over the place. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, those 3 cities, 10 years per city.
Wow. Badass. Well, so we had this client, they're called Perverted Ice Cream.
Okay.
Based out of Canada. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Never.
There are only 2 locations, ice cream shop. Their tagline was, "When I come, I scream."
Oh, that's like when I come, I scream.
Yes.
That is so good. That's
God.
incredible.
And they blew up. They blew up through our programs. It was absolutely insane. And I every single time I read it, I laughed. It never got old. And so I love what you're doing. I think it's so cool and creative. And I think, obviously, you know, you must be a pretty damn good chef. Otherwise, that's people wouldn't be going to your restaurant. You wouldn't have the notoriety you have. But I think adding that branding approach is so cool and creative. I mean, I see so many restaurants, and it's just they take this lackadaisical approach to their branding, and they don't put any thought or creativity into it. And you know, if you look at our generation, right, people are investing more in experiences than actual products or things, right? They want the experience. And so talking about that stuff, talking about social media, what they can post, what they can say, what they can mention to their friends, you make it more viral, you make it more exciting to talk about by having these different types of names that are somewhat provocative and, like you said, offensive. I love that. I think that's fantastic.
I with the restaurant and pretty much a lot with what I do, I like to be kind of, I hate the phrase, but there's nothing that I can think that encapsulates it better than like anti-establishment, right? And what I mean by like anti-establishment, like anti-fine dining or anti-restaurant. Like I tell my staff legitimately, like part of their training is the customer is never right. In fact, they know nothing and it's your job to teach them shit and also say no. And they're like, what do you mean say no? I'm like, well, if they want to modify my menu, then they can go fuck off. And they're like, what? I'm like, well, I don't go into their job and tell them how to make a spreadsheet, how to design something, how to set something up, how to build something. So don't come into my restaurant and tell me how to do my fucking job. If you don't like it, fuck off. Not all money is green. And you can go eat somewhere where you don't like flavor and then come here when you open your mind a little bit. So it's like that. And so we encapsulate that soul or that ethos, and we feed it to our customers. We feed it to our staff, and it empowers them, and it empowers people to go like, oh, can I have that burger, but with this, and this off, and this added? We're like, no. And they're like, and then so the guest goes, what do you mean no? And I'm like, well, no, like you can't do that. And they're like, and most entitled ass fucking people don't get it. They're like, yeah, I can. I'm like, no, you can't. So either fuck off or you order it this way. Open your mind.
I love that, man. You got to defend your craft. Don't get me started. It legitimately makes me angry. Like I can see it, man. I can see the passion. I love that. I mean, man, the whole reason I feel the same way about even our business, right? Our company's name is Misfit Media. We're Misfits for a reason. Same shit. Well, I want to do this on the marketing program. Well, no, that's actually not going to work. You hired us for the experts to help your restaurant grow. That's not going to work. So let's do our jobs. Same shit.
Exactly. It's like what the fuck? And you know what? I think it's just archaic ideology and thinking, right? It's like people aren't expanding their brands via social media and merchandise and other avenues because they think good service, good food is all you need. It's like, yes, it is something you need. But there used to be 3 ways to look at it, but because of technology development and also just broader creative thinking, there used to be 3 silos to make money, but now there's 6. So it's like either continue doing the 3 ways and then die, or do all 6 and then try to grow and expand your brand.
Interesting. Wow. Very, very cool. And talk to us about marketing wise. How do you get the word out about your restaurant? How do people know about you guys? And then also your personal brand, obviously, that plays into your company as well, right?
Yeah. I would say, so it starts with, it really does start in the beginning with my social media marketing team. So they're called Block and Av, and
Nice.
they're the masterminds behind kind of our digital marketing, specifically digital, right? Like they don't do much when it comes to like my personal endorsements, my agent, my TV stuff. They help and accent that, but with my 3 partners and then those 2, we that's how we kind of design how the word of mouth, and really our main marketing scheme was digital social media. We had a traditional PR agent for spouts here and there, but that's kind of what we did, and we just get the word out through Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, man. And just, I don't know what it was. I designed the restaurant not for social media. I designed it because I wanted to be eye-catching. I wanted to be beautiful and delicious and colorful, and I wanted to be vibrant and vivacious like me. Yeah. And so, like, that's the reason why I did it. It just so happened that Instagram blew up at the same time that I created this thing that accented it specifically. And so because of that, we kind of really created a machine.
Damn, I love it. And do you guys, is it purely organic social media? Are you guys running ads, or what's happening there?
Literally on Fork Knife, my personal account, and then Flip Siggy, we are 100% organic. We have never, ever paid $1 for ads, literally ever. And so I got the keys. I got the keys in November of 5 years ago. So this November, 5 years, so whatever, almost 5 years, and I've never paid for an ad, ever.
Wow. Very, very cool. And you guys, I mean, you have a massive, pretty large following, 41,000 followers, I'm saying. Yeah, you guys, your guys, the look and design and the feel is just perfect on your guys' page. So your agency's doing a great job.
Thanks.
I'm already hungry, man, looking at this. It's not even lunchtime in LA yet.
There's so many, no joke, man. There's so many people who will text me, email me, DM me, Facebook, whatever, and be like, yo, like, I was really high last night and I was looking at your food, or I was drunk, or hey, it's the morning and for some reason I want a burger. Like, they're just like, I don't know. And it's the page is mouthwatering. It really is.
It is. It totally is. Well, like I said, your guys' menu kind of caters towards everyone. You got the burritos, you got the tacos, you got the burgers, you got the bowls.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I want. Like, I think that's all I need. Like, God, man, that's awesome. That is so cool.
I think it would do well. Like, so the 10 years I spent in LA, like, that's how I consider that's like my true, like, where I grew to be a person. And so I was in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
Where are you at in LA?
I live in Venice Beach.
Venice. Okay, cool. So
not far.
Yeah. So, not far north. I would bike there sometimes. And so growing up in Manhattan Beach, like a lot of that kind of in what you're living, that lifestyle is what I wanted to bring into Flip Siggy, meaning mainly the fun, outgoing, chill, like, vibe, sunshine vibe of California. That's what I wanted to bring into Flip Siggy and open that on the East Coast, right? And I feel that it would do well in California. I just have the infrastructure to be able to fly back and forth was something that I've been working on, and that's also why I dived into the more TV chef personality side in order to grow and expand an empire where flying to and from LA and New York twice a month, I can afford to. So that I could potentially open up over there.
Nice. Talk to us more about that. So how did that all happen for you? The celebrity chef, TV show stuff. I mean, that sounds like the dream. You're living the dream, man.
I'll tell you this. Gotta sneeze. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So I'll tell you this much. I, even to this day, don't consider myself like a celebrity chef, because, like, to me, celebrity chef is if I can swipe a card and never care about what the amount on it is, then I'm a celebrity chef. Until then, I'm nothing, right? So I work every day. That's my motivator. Like, I work every day to be able to get to that point. And
got it.
I will say, I also never really wanted any modicum of fame or anything. I did this because I loved it, because I'm passionate about it, and it's something that I'm good at. And I think people resonate with that. They resonate with the organic, true ambition and love and unadulterated joy that I have for cooking. And so people, that's what they latch onto. But it all started pretty much. So, it started with my background. My dad's a chef. My mom's a model and an actress. So I literally combined the two. And
hell yeah, man. Great combo.
And then really what happened, it was 2012.
Yep.
And one of my best friends from Manhattan Beach calls me. I was in New York. And he goes, hey, a friend of mine's applying for cooking school. I need his resume. so I need your resume so he can like design it so that it like looks like, says all the keywords for someone who's in cooking. I said, sure. He emails me or texts me back, all right, cool, you've been applied for Chopped. And I was like, what? He took my Facebook profile picture, answered all the questions because he's known me for 20 years, and all he needed was my resume. Submitted me, and I applied, and he applied. And I was like, all right, like, listen, they're not going to call me. If they do, I'll follow through with it because you put the time in, but like, you know, don't expect anything.
Yeah.
8 days later, I get a call from Food Network. And that's what initiated the cycle. It was Chopped, and then after Chopped, it was Beat Bobby Flay, and then after Beat Bobby Flay, it was something on CBS. And this, you just kind of, it hit, and then the machine started working, and the wheel started spinning. And I'll be honest with you, man, like the wheels have been spinning, and we've been hitting our stride, but it feels as though we've only just now hit that, if you want to call it celebrity chef or whatever. But like this year specifically feels as though we're able to grow and ask for certain brands and these partnerships and these campaigns. And like, it really does feel like now I can really maybe run with this TV personality thing.
I love it. And that can only benefit you in so many other ways. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people right now in the restaurant space, someone that we haven't worked with before, but basically runs a fine dining restaurant, had to shut down their restaurant and said, you know what, I got to pivot during this time. So what I figure I'm going to do is try to build an audience in multiple ways so that I can finally then sell them something later. Right.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what you're doing here. You're building yourself a personal brand that people obviously seem to really gravitate towards. I mean, I can see your passion in all this stuff, man. I love that. You know, you don't see many people who are as excited about what they do as you would hope, right? Yeah. You obviously love what you do, man, and that's freaking awesome. And it gravitates that.
I work every day. I literally work every single fucking day. But whether it's like I would say the minimum that I work a day is 30 minutes, or there's also days where I legitimately work 18 hours, but I work every day.
Got it.
But I'm gonna tell you this right now, not one second of it am I like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, fuck, like work. Because like I truly have incorporated work and life into one fell swoop where I'm just living my life, and it entails a little bit of work here and there. And I get to, like yesterday, it was a Wednesday. I did fucking nothing. I did nothing. I answered 45 minutes worth of emails in 3 15-minute segments. So literally felt like nothing.
Yeah.
Played Call of Duty, took care of my dog, played basketball, had drinks in my restaurant, came home, played more video games. Like that was my day. It was fucking awesome. And like, to be able to do that while making money is that right there is where I'm just like, shit, like this feels great. Like this,
perfect,
I'm
man.
So lucky.
Totally, man. Totally. And so looking at your next couple of years, do you see yourself, I mean, one of three things. Do you see yourself leaning more in kind of the TV personality direction? Do you see yourself pushing more the restaurant and trying to expand that, or maybe doing a mix of both?
So that's actually funny that you asked that, because it was about a month ago where I decided I'm going to, for at least, or at most least, or whatever the word is, for 2 years from now on, and for about 2 years, I'm going to dive head first, all in, cash in the chips into the whole TV chef personality thing.
Awesome.
My partners are going to, continue doing their thing. I'm going to, be involved where and when I can.
Got it.
They see the value in my star growing. So like, because so it's like they obviously have that as well. But it's like we've finally seen our hard work kind of pay off, and brands recognizing it and having respect from other people in the industry and my peers and cohorts. And now it's like, all right, let's take this momentum, let's grow it, and let's see how far and how bright the star can shine. Who knows? But I'll tell you this right now. My end goal, without a doubt, is to be the first chef with a Filipino chef with a Michelin star in Filipino food.
I love that.
That is my goal. I honestly don't give a fuck about anything else. Like the 2 years, that's a means to an end, but that's my goal. And like, I have, whatever I do, that's all I'm gonna, that's what I'm working towards.
That's badass, man. I love that.
Just one star. Like, I don't want 2 or 3. 3 is way too fucking much. I've done that. Not I've been one cog.
Oh God.
No,
That's so awesome, man.
one. Just one really good fucking restaurant.
That's awesome, man. No, I completely respect that. I think that's amazing. And again, I could see your passion. I could see that. And I think that's why you're probably such a great personality on TV, because people like that. People
Yeah,
gravitate towards that.
yeah.
And no matter what,
I'm not fake at all.
100%, man. I saw you've done so many different TV shows. Any like any preferences of one you've liked over the others, or have you even thought about maybe you doing your own show, or what's kind of your game plan?
Well, I mean, it's crazy, right? I've been a contestant, I've been a judge, I've been a guest, and I've had my own shows. So it's pretty weird. Like, it's actually even weird to fucking say that.
No, it's badass, man.
It is really, honestly, I come from like humble immigrant parents. Like, it's weird to like think that like that is kind of like what's happened. Like someone asked me to tally it like a year ago. I've done like almost 200 episodes of television, which is fucking just, I don't even understand
Crazy.
it. Yeah. But I guess, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm truly, like, the way I look at it, and I'm on set, and what I look like wearing right now, I think I even might still have makeup from it. I was just on Wendy Williams about an hour and a half ago, 90 minutes ago.
Wow.
And hold on. This is the break. Just
The thing. No worries. You do your thing. Yeah.
Natalie, what up?
Hey Jordan, just 10 minutes out.
10 minutes out. Cool. Just so you know, I'm on a I don't know if Richie told you, I'm on a call, but you can just come in and just, work around, do whatever you need to do.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but I just feel free to buzz up whenever you're here. I'll let you in, or you can text me and I'll let you in.
Okay, great.
Thanks. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead.
No worries. You're all good, man. So, Jordan, what do you see? Obviously, during this year, a lot of restaurants have spoken about all the problems with this year, all the problems with this and that, and the third parties and whatever. What kind of problems have you personally seen over the course of the year? Obviously, you've managed to get past it and succeed even during this tough time. But what are some of the biggest problems that you've noticed during this year? And what are some problems you've seen in the restaurant space in general? Obviously, third parties is one thing, but
yeah,
some other things you've seen?
So starting with problems that I've seen on a micro level here, just in the New York restaurant scene. The inconsistency in policing these standards. There's like, where does my boundary start from the outside of my restaurant? Can I take over that sidewalk space over there? Is standing allowed even though you can't because you need a drink and food at a table? And what about noise? Because all of a sudden noise doesn't exist now, even though noise was the biggest thing. Like, I would love some sort of structure there. That's a problem. Number two is safety, or maybe one. Like, it's like, safety of my guests, safety of guests, safety of my staff, safety of myself, and then also just outlook. And it's not political. It's just like, I don't know. I'm someone that believes that although the flu, like whatever is 1.2%, and then this is 3%, it's still only fucking 3% of people that are going to get it. And of the 3%, like, is it that bad? So it's just like,
yes.
Like,
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, by the way.
It is. If you look at the numbers, clearly bad, right? Very clearly not a good thing. That's due to a lot of different factors. Also, who it attacks. But like, if you're gonna tell me 15 to 35-year-olds going out without a mask, I'm gonna tell you that I bet you it'll be fine. Like, honestly, I really do think.
Yeah.
I think it's as bad as the flu. But will it attack older generations? Absolutely. And then spreading that, so I understand that. So you got to navigate that. But there's so many, there's so much unknown. So I think that's a problem in that there's no structure onto how to attack this. And other countries that aren't the U.S. have done a much better job at that. Canada, I was just there. It was almost back to normal, dude. Clubs were opening. And also no deaths, no new cases. So the point of the matter there is inconsistency in the government bodies policing it, the safety.
Totally.
Those are the two main issues, I would say. On a large scale level, I don't know, because here's what's it sucks, but I'm also kind of happy because now it leaves room for the middle people to go. This whole top level people of restaurants that were grossing 20, 30, or 15, 20, $25 million a year, they are fucked. So absolutely fucked. I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna do. Strategic Tao Group, damn, they were running the fucking world. Where are they now? Literally not even open. Like they went from like, I think they had like 7 of the top 20 highest grossing restaurants in the goddamn world. I don't think any of those 7 are operating right now.
What do you think happened? I mean, what happened? They couldn't adjust?
Well, it's just size. Like you bank on all these people constantly coming through and these celebrities and volume. And what happens when something like this comes along? You're actually fucked. And so I just like, and what I don't like about that is that also encapsulates 3-star Michelin restaurants and fine dining. And that's my love. And so like, I've been given the opportunity to open a fine dining restaurant right now for cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to, but should I? Because is it financially responsible to do that? I should open up a fast casual burger joint or a fast casual skewer concept that I'm working on. But like, I don't know, right? And so I think it leaves a lot of question marks in the air, because is large scale dining financially viable? It never was, honestly. Like, everyone knows that restaurants are hard. Everyone started to move to fast casual anyway. Did the pandemic just accelerate the extinction of large scale full service dining?
Yep.
And
I mean, I've had some clients that have mentioned to me that, you know what, this pandemic is really tough, but it honestly, what they've told me is the amount of competition in the restaurant space. And I think it's something like, there's like one restaurant for every 330 people in the US.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Something crazy. And it was just, there were so many inexperienced restaurateurs trying to run the show. And it almost, a lot of them have said, you know what, like this sucks, but hey, it'll wipe out some people that should have never been in the space to begin with. And those who are really strong will be even stronger after this. You know what I mean? Would you agree with that? Or was that kind of harsh?
No, I fully agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I 100% agree with, like, this is going to trim the fat. This is going to you know what this do? This is going to get rid of the fakes. And what I mean by the fakes, the imposters, the pretenders, the posers, is that, like, if you didn't have a quality concept, whatever it was, if your shit wasn't true quality and didn't speak to the masses, and you were relying on different sects of different groups of people, then this is an equalizer. And I think and I love that about the pandemic in terms of business, right? Like, or in anything really. Like, it's the great equalizer. Like, here's one: dating. You do this, everyone's good looking. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nice mask, by the way. That's a great mask.
It's my girl's mask, actually.
Oh, you sure?
It happened to be here, but the point is just like, but when it comes to, like, you know, my restaurant, like, as you said, speaks to everyone. Different concepts do speak to everyone, but if you're only relying on one area, you're closed now, and like it sucks. And I really feel bad, because some of those people that I'm talking about are my friends, are people whom I respect in the business. But
totally,
the fact is, you know, like, only the strong survives, and this is adaptation at its in
survival of the fittest.
Scale.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I had a client of mine with pizza concept with 33 locations, and he told me, he said, Brett, this has been the most ultimate gut check in restaurant history. The ultimate gut check. How badly do you love this business? How much do you want this to work? Because if you don't die for this, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, that's so funny.
You know what I mean?
I was listening to Goggins on Joe Rogan, actually. That's funny you mentioned Joe Rogan before.
Oh, amazing.
I was listening to Goggins on Rogan, and he goes, success and greatness can only be achieved if you're willing to die for it. Mm-hmm. And like, that's pretty extreme, but I'll be honest with you, that's how I fucking live. Like, I will do anything and I'd fucking die for the restaurant. I would
damn,
you know, like, I would. And there's no doubt. And I die for a lot of different things, because I'm very passionate about different things. And like,
totally,
I truly believe that that's how you're going to achieve greatness. And whoever said that to you about, like, gut check, how much do you want it? I couldn't agree more. Like, that person,
totally,
sage advice there.
He's a great guy and a badass in himself too. What do you personally think restaurant owners kind of need to wake up to and start doing right now if they want to continue thriving onwards?
Wow, that's a tough one. I would say, if restaurateur, you're listening to this, and you're at a loss, right? And you have no direction, I would say the first thing to do is buckle down and see where you can cut expenses, in terms of your to-go items, like
Yep.
Like whether it's single-use plastic and moving to more organic in order to get more people to order from you, or whether it's get your ass in the fucking restaurant, like or that as well. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, I got this restaurant. It's like, cool. Like, are you working in it? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, you're just chilling while everyone else works. So you cut off 2 people, you work those hours, your restaurant will be successful. But apparently you don't want to do that, right? Like,
totally.
So I would say one is get your ass to fucking work. Like, work. Those 3,000 meals that I told you I delivered, or that were delivered, I delivered 95% of them.
Wow.
I took $0. I didn't like, I took them. You know what I'm saying? And like during that, who organized it? My other partner. During that, who organized the restaurant? My other partner. Like, we didn't hire people for that shit. So it's like, how much do you want it? And how much are you willing to work for it? So I think that's like, without a doubt, number one. But also, I definitely think that social media is your saving grace. Like, there's so many people, and I would say probably at like starting at 45 and older, who have the money, who have the ability and time to open restaurants and concepts and manage them. But they're also the same ones who are so against social media.
Totally.
Not even against, but unwilling to learn. I would say, like, open your mind and understand that that's where we are. And you need to invest in companies or people such as yourself with Casamigos, but whatever. But like, or my agency, like, invest in the fact that social media is going to be your lifeline, because it's the cheapest way to reach the largest amount of people. Totally.
I think what I've seen a lot of times, is people, again, stuck in their ways of doing old school stuff. Like, when I hear someone's doing mailers or flyers, I think to myself, God damn it, man. I mean, how can you do that in the day and age where someone's checking their phone over 100 times a day? Like, come on.
Like, what? Like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing with like, when someone goes, like, here's actually one. Do you have a card on you? I'm like, no. There's a lot of reasons why I could continue saying no, but I'm just going to go with, I don't have a card. Look it up. Like, use your smartphone, the fucking, a digital brain that you have in your pocket that we wish we had 50 years ago. And like, look it up. Like, do your own shit. Like, it's very easy. You don't need a card. So anyway, like, this.
How important, tell me this, without social media, where do you think your restaurant would be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, hold on. Let me 2 seconds to think, and let me open the door. Just give me 2
Okay,
seconds.
no worries.
That's a good question. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm on call here. Do whatever you need to do. My dog's right there, but you can play with him. Okay. Cool. And just do it. Yeah, you're the best. Just do whatever you want. Like, literally, don't even ask me. Just do whatever you want. Okay. All right. So, where would my restaurant be without social media? Ooh. Wow. Okay. Here's why that's tough, right? I'm able to hustle. Actually, no. So I'm going to go on a quick anecdote in order to explain my train of thought to the answer. Okay.
Perfect.
So a friend of mine and I had lunch 2 days ago, and he said there's 3 types of people. There's the hustler, the grinder, and then the normal person.
Okay.
When presented with a problem, and let's say the problem is I need $25,000 by Friday, and it's Monday. The hustler will get $30,000 and deliver and keep 5, take and give 25 somehow by Friday.
Okay.
The grinder will say they will try to do it, will fail, but they'll get 15,000. The normal person will just be like, I can't. There's no fucking way I can do that. Okay. So presented with and you eliminate. So now I'm going to the restaurant concept. You tell me that there's no social media, I think it'd be just as successful, because I'm a hustler, and because I'm gonna find a fucking way, because there is no room for failure, and there's no room to not make money. So the fact is, it would be successful, and it's successful now not because of social media, but because of the hustler and the people and the hard work that it took to get the social media to that point.
It just happens to be the tool that you're using in this moment, but you'd find something else, essentially.
Something else.
Yeah.
maybe without social media, then I would have pushed podcasts. Maybe I would have pushed TV more. And
Totally.
that's what I've done. So
Totally.
yeah.
I love that answer, man. That's awesome. That's killer. Because the thing is, there are so many ways to market your restaurant. We're just saying that social media is by far the best. I mean, everyone's
but there's ways. Absolutely.
totally. What about text and email? You guys have like a text group or club or anything like that?
No text, but we do have an email, a large, very large email list that is active. Hold on one second. Is he in the way?
Cool.
No.
Oh, is he? Okay. Honestly, if he's in the way, just give me a look. I can put him. Actually, no. Hold on one second. Can my doggy? Wait, this is video, right?
Yeah.
Here, watch
Bring your dog in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good boy. So I just got a dog. His name is Gnocchi, fittingly. He is half Corgi, half Australian Shepherd, and he's 11 weeks old.
Oh my God. That is the cutest dog I've ever seen.
This is him.
That's amazing, man.
He's the best. He's long.
Jordan, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 32. And yeah, so hold on. I'm just gonna go put him in his area. Say bye, Gnocchi. And he doesn't really say anything. He's been awake this entire time, and he's just kind of chilled.
Just been chilling.
He's chilled. All right. Sorry. Okay, hit me.
Wow. So man, 32, that's fantastic, man. You've done all this concept, 200 plus TV shows, a restaurant, looking at already opening a second or third concept, sounds like. Here's my question for you. Majority of restaurants I speak with, restaurant owners I speak with, they're in their 50s or 60s, sometimes 70s. These guys are older. They've obviously been kind of stuck in their ways. You're fresh, you're new, you're different. You've had a ton of success. What is just some recommendations you might give to some of these older restaurant owners who they're doing the social media stuff, they're trying their best, but they have trouble getting to that next step? What kind of advice would you give them?
So I have that. So I would say this is what I'm about to mention is like the second or third biggest reason for my success is I have two partners, Mike and David, and me. I'm at the time, or roughly, I'm 30, David's 40, and Mike is 50. Okay.
Yep.
The reason why we work so well, and the reason why there's no way this trio is breaking up, is because of the age, but because we respect the age. So for an older person who can't seem to get over the hump or struggling, what they need to do is listen to the youth. Like, as much as I need a mentor, I need someone to teach me to be mature, to handle things with grace, to not be ill-tempered, to be more level-headed. I do, and I know those are my faults.
Yes.
Mike, the 50-year-old, listens to me, and I'm his mentor when it comes to new food trends, why we should and shouldn't post a picture a certain way, what's in tune in terms of social media, how to look, what the staff should say, the musical like I'm his mentor as much as he's my mentor.
I love that.
So the quick one is, if you're older and you're struggling, you need to find a youthful mentor that you trust.
I love that. That's amazing. I couldn't agree more. Wow. I mean, Jordan, this has been such a fantastic episode. You are such a cool restaurateur, such a cool celebrity chef, all around great guy, it seems like.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Really.
Next time,
it's been great. It really has. Like, call me back anytime to talk about anything. I'm like, it flows.
I would love that.
Really
totally,
does.
man. And like I said many times throughout this podcast, I mean, you got such passion. And I think ultimately, when you have such passion, you deeply love something, you figure shit out, you make it happen. And clearly you've done that time and time again. Jordan, if I'm in New York, I'm definitely hit you up. Next time you're in LA, let me know. If you're ever thinking about opening a Flip Siggy concept somewhere in the LA area, please let me know. I got to try your food. This looks amazing, man. We'll wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you soon.
Dude, appreciate it. Yeah, listen, thank you so much for having me. It was great. Happy to meet you. And yeah, let's definitely link up if either of us are on the coasts.
Absolutely, man. Sounds good. We'll chat soon then. See ya.
Take care. Peace.